Hollywood is in chaos following the capture of socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro, as legacy culture centers New York City and Los Angeles fall to the same kind of nonsense that collapsed Caracas, complete with communist rallies in the streets. It turns out dinosaur celebrities are just furious. All the fun has already moved away to Florida, Texas, and Tennessee.
In your heart of hearts, when you think about what the United States just did, I think there are very few Americans right now who have any idea why the United States did this.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to give you all the news you need to know. The drive-by journalist, come on by and get your jumbo pencils ready for tomorrow's headlines. As we dive in today, folks, click the like button and don't go anywhere, because at the end of the video today, I'm going to show you the evidence. I'm going to give you the receipts that what I am describing has already happened. There are going to be those out there in California, New York, who just say, oh, this is never going to be. He's making things up again. This will never come to pass. And if you stick around to the end of the video, you're going to find out it already happened. It's already here. We're going to start off with the Hollywood Reporter, but just briefly, we'll come back to it in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. This is one of the Hollywood trades, right? This is supposed to be one of those places that tells us what it is that Hollywood thinks. What are the celebrities saying? Well, this is what the Hollywood Reporter has to say about the situation with Venezuela. Trump says U.S. plans to run Venezuela and tap its oil preserves after operation to oust Nicolas Maduro. Speaking to reporters hours after Maduro's capture, the president revealed his plans to exploit the leadership void to fix, in quotes, the country's oil infrastructure and sell large amounts of oil to other countries. Now, folks, we'll come back to this in a minute, okay? And I know that President Trump is an imperfect man who says and does imperfect things, especially when he's had no sleep. But I have never, perhaps, seen such a slanted article, and I can't wait to bring it to you. I'm going to show it to you, but this is what Hollywood is saying today. Okay? It's what Hollywood is telling you. All right, Hollywood loves, though. They love socialists. They love Mayor Mamdani out of New York, who is now enjoying the warmth of collectivism, and so is Nicolas Maduro in the prison in New York, enjoying the warmth of collectivism. Here's Mayor Mamdani, his reaction. Remember, we've told you before, Mamdani is a Hollywood guy. Through and through, this is a guy that Mark Ruffalo, the Marvel stars were coming to support Mamdani, right? Get him elected. And who else is Mamdani connected with? Well, Disney, of course. He's been in Disney stuff before. His mommy is a Disney director. Here is Mayor Mamdani.
As well as other members of my team, I called the president and spoke with him directly to register my opposition to this act and to make clear that it was an opposition based on being opposed to a pursuit of regime change, to the violation of...
All right, we don't want regime change for a dictator. Now, folks, again, talked about this yesterday. You can agree or disagree with whatever happened in Venezuela. You can have a more isolationist viewpoint of the world. You can have a more kinetic viewpoint of the world, right? And more integrated America. However you want to view what happened yesterday and whether you agree or disagree, the idea that you would have a problem with regime change. And remember, this is Hollywood's mayor here. I know he's in New York, but he's their guy. The idea you would have a problem with regime change. This guy is a dictator who made 8 million people flee. People were eating animals in the streets, right? Their pets, to try to survive in Caracas because of what happened over the past 15 years. Venezuela was taken from one of the most prosperous, or the most prosperous nation in South America to the poorest nation in South America. Why? Because of Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro and the vision of socialism that now Mamdani beholds. And that's why he hates this regime change, because, well, he's on the same team as the regime.
Federal international law and a desire to see that be consistent each and every day.
And what was his response to you in that conversation?
You hear the tepid response, you hear the tepid little applause. This is a very weak man who's been put in a very weak position. Yes, he's been elected, but in just moments after having been elected, he's now the host city of federal trials against, I guess, an icon in his area of politics.
I registered my opposition, I made it clear, and we left it at that.
Oh, you registered your opposition. Okay, well, that's very impressive. Again, I'm going to come back to the Hollywood Reporter report in just a minute, folks. I want to give you Rachel Maddow's take on this because the the cable news channels, including Fox News, they're all in New York still. Fox News, though, has largely exodused themselves from it, right? They still have the building. They still have Fox Square, whatever it's called. But, their personalities, they don't work there anymore. There are some, but most of them, many of them have left to D.C. or they do their work remotely from Florida, essentially, right? They're down there on the coast. They're having a good time, right? Okay, here is Rachel Maddow. Here's what she has to say. Again, the cable news, New York City, Hollywood crowd. Here's what she has to say.
In your heart of hearts, when you think about what the United States just did, I think there are very few Americans right now who have any idea why the United States did this. If this was about drug trafficking, then why did President Trump just pardon the former president of Honduras, who was convicted of sending hundreds of tons of drugs into the United States? If this was about something about the illegitimacy of Maduro's election, well, that's something that the U.S. is, decrying any other country policing. We just sanctioned Brazil for having tried to protect itself from a coup by its former president, Jair Bolsonaro. I mean, if it's about gangs, we had the president of El Salvador, who is believed by U.S. law enforcement.
All right, so Rachel Maddow's solution to this is to say there's lots of problems in the world, and we're not fixing all those at the same time. Again, folks, you may agree or disagree with some of the points she's making. I'm not here to tell you what to do with it. But I will tell you that if her guy, if Joe or Barack had done this, they would be, of course, receiving the Nobel Peace Prize right now. They would, right now. Nobel Peace Prize for doing this. Why? Because Nicolas Maduro is a bad guy. Because he was not legitimately elected. He has never been legitimately elected, and I'll show that to you in just a second. All right, back to the Hollywood Reporter, because I need you to see what Hollywood is saying. It says, hours after an audacious military operation that plucked leader Nicolas Maduro from power and removed him from the country Saturday, President Donald Trump said the United States would run Venezuela, at least temporarily, and tap its vast oil reserves to sell to other nations. The dramatic action kept an intensive Trump administration pressure campaign on the South American country and its autocratic leader in months of secret planning, resulting in the most assertive American action to achieve regime change since Iraq. Now, when it comes to what Trump said, I'll just tell you this. I don't know who's going to run Venezuela. I hope it's not the United States. But whoever runs Venezuela, they need to fix the oil infrastructure and sell it to other countries. Why? Because that's the entire Venezuelan economy. So if you don't fix the oil infrastructure that was destroyed by socialism, that was largely built by United States American investments, if you don't fix that and export the oil, then these people are still going to live in absolute, total, abject poverty in Venezuela. So no problem there. Speaking to reporters hours after Maduro's capture, Trump revealed his plans to exploit the leadership void to fix the country's oil infrastructure and sell large amounts of oil to other countries. What they're trying to do here is they're trying to say that this is a bad thing. Now, again, I don't want the United States to be involved in Venezuela, right? I remember what it's like. You all remember what it's like to think, maybe, some of us did, some of us didn't, to think that things were going to go swimmingly well in Iraq, after you saw the statue of Saddam topple over. And it turns out that running a country is a really hard thing. Not the same as Japan post-World War II. And so I don't want to be involved in Venezuela any more than I have to be, or you have to be, or any of us have to be. That said, Hollywood getting in bed with this claim that, well, how about this? The legal authority for the operation was not immediately clear, though the Trump administration described it. Well, okay, if they described it, it's pretty clear. You can agree or disagree with it. And earlier deadly strikes on boats in the Caribbean Sea as necessary to stem the flow of dangerous drugs. He also revealed his plans to exploit the leadership void to fix the country's oil infrastructure, sell large amounts of oil to others. You see how that plays? They're saying that the Orangeman, and again, I don't even like to weigh in on this stuff, but it's from the Hollywood Reporter. So what do you want me to do? Those of you who say no politics whatsoever, and I try not to, this is in the Hollywood Reporter today. This is the official, sanctified message of the celebrities. THR would not run this unless it's what they are being told to run in Los Angeles, in the city of angels. But if you look at this, he also revealed his plans to exploit the leadership to fix the country's oil infrastructure and sell the oil to other nations, aka the one thing that Venezuela makes money off of that will lift their people out of poverty. He says the plan is to fix that and to get that going again where they can export oil. Now, if we go all the way down here, let's see, we're going to go all the way down here. Buried at the bottom of this article, folks. I'm still going. I'm still trying to find this. Here it is. Finally, they tell what kind of a person Maduro is, but we're way down in the article. Venezuela's ruling party has held power since 1999, when Maduro's predecessor, Hugo Chavez, took office, promising to uplift poor people and later to implement a self-described socialist revolution. You mean like in New York? Maduro took over when Chavez died in 2013. His 2018 re-election was widely considered a sham because the main opposition parties were banned. Oh, that's why it was a sham. It's largely considered a sham because nobody else was allowed to run. Oh, I see. Okay, but largely it's considered. During the 2024 election, electoral authorities loyal to the ruling party declared him the winner hours after polls closed, but the opposition gathered overwhelming evidence that he lost by more than a 2-1 margin. Oh, you mean he's not really the president of Venezuela then? Oh, I see. And he has warrants out for his arrest in the United States for massive amounts of death and destruction across. I see. Good thing you buried it down there, though. That might be hard to find all the way down there. Oh, man, I'm glad you buried that down there. This is how the game is played, folks. This is how they rig everything, or they try to, and that's Hollywood. Now, in case you wonder just how bad things are, places like Los Angeles and New York, which were the cultural icons of the country, the places where entertainment was made, which largely defines the culture of the day. Take a look at this. Communists have taken over Times Square in New York, demanding the release of Maduro and calling for a revolution. Yep. This was the location for the ball to drop. This is where, Disney had Ryan Seacrest there, doing all this. And the next day or two, it's taken over by communists. There you go. There you go, folks. It's actually happening.
It's about oil. This war is about taking control of Venezuela.
We'll just let it play in the background so you can see Times Square taken over by communists. Enough of them filled Times Square. You can't send tourists there when it's being taken over by communists. It's pretty cold. I don't know that tourists want to be there. But anyway, New York's not the place to be anymore. And this is being imported by people like the celebrities, like their power brokers in the major corporations and I think the corporations have had enough of it, right? I think they're actually going to, because they're largely fleeing California, New York now. You want more of that? You want more of what's happening in New York and Los Angeles? Here's more of New York. Let's listen in. Ready? There you go. No U.S. war on Venezuela. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen, folks. I can't tell you what's going to happen in Venezuela, but what I can tell you is that the guy that's no longer in Venezuela is a bad dude. That's all I can tell you. I don't know if the Trump administration is going to do well enough with this to make sure that Venezuela is better off and keeps the American paws off so that we don't have to be involved in it. I don't know. I'm not my job to tell you that. What I can tell you is that Hollywood and New York and Los Angeles and these epicenters of culture they've spiraled out of control. They're run by communists now and socialists. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I've got good news on the way, though. Hang tight. Outlaw Patriot says, I guess Morgan doesn't want Venezuela to be free after all. Now, this is not Morgan Freeman, the guy you know. This is Morgan J. Freeman. But I just want to put this up so you can all see the difference, okay? Back in 2024, Morgan J. Freeman says, Maduro will fall. Venezuela will be free. 12 hours ago, Morgan J. Freeman says, if you want New York Governor Kathy Hochul to immediately return Maduro and his wife to Venezuela. That's the way it's played, right? Completely inconsistent. And they have no idea what to do with this. Eric Daugherty says, in an epic sight, real Venezuelans are storming New York City to counteract the white liberals protesting against Trump's Maduro capture and strikes. So there you go. Actual Venezuelans are out celebrating. While again, these folks, These folks are out there screaming and chanting and wanting to bring communism to the Empire State, right? And taking over a tourist area. They've already taken over your movies. They've already taken over your entertainment. But again, I promised you good news, because guess what? When I say this, there are going to be a lot of people in New York and California who will say this will never happen. But it already has. The place to be in the United States, the place where entertainment is going to happen, where culture is going to be made, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, and I can keep naming places, but I'm here to tell you, Silicon Valley, where is the largest supercomputer now? Owned by Elon Musk. Where is the largest supercomputer? Massive, huge building. Where is it, Silicon Valley? Is it over in San Francisco? Is it near San Mateo? No. Sorry, Berkeley. It's in Memphis. It's in Tennessee. Where are the people going from New York? Florida. The place for entertainment and culture now is in Texas, Florida, and then Tennessee and these other states that are a little bit smaller. Here's the proof of it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what you need to know as they go crazy. As Hollywood now weighs in officially in the Hollywood Reporter. Here's the figure that shows population changes. Now, for all of you graph makers out there, all you chart makers, you chartologists, can I just tell you, teal and blue, no, those are not very distinctly different. Let's work on that in the future, okay? Let's get some different colors that aren't sitting right by each other inside the color wheel. But whatever, we'll work with it. Take a look at this, folks. In 1960, Florida had a population of 5 million people versus New York at 16.8 million people. All right? Florida was nothing compared to New York. And remember, how do we view New York? We view it based off of the lens of the past. But where are we now, folks? Where are we now? Florida in 2020 had 21.5 million people. New York at 20.2. For the first time in 2020, Florida surpassed New York. Well, it's accelerating. Out of countryeconomy.com, Florida is now at 23.3 million people. New York is at 19.8 million. And can I tell you another little secret they don't want you to know? How is it that Hollywood, Los Angeles, and New York have all these protests? How is it that the celebrities are out there writing about bringing communism to the United States? How did this happen? How did Americans change their minds about this so rapidly? More than 50% of children born in New York City have an immigrant parent. And we love our legal immigrants. We love the people who choose and do the right thing to come to the United States. We love them. They work hard to get here. Wonderful. Let that continue. But many of the kids in New York, more than 50% who are born to an immigrant parent, they didn't come here by the normal means one would suppose in a civilized society where laws and rules are kept. Folks, I'm here to tell you, this chaos has been imported to New York and Los Angeles. And the celebrities have heralded it in, but they're not going to win. You all know that those vast powers of AI are about to be unleashed, and creativity is going to fly high, and Americans all over the world, whether they're abroad or whether they're here, whether they're in Oklahoma, whether they're in Guam, whether they're in Montana or maybe they're in Maine, Americans are going to all have the power to make Hollywood-style movies and anything they want. And the sky is the limit for their creative minds to create anything. No longer do they have to go to the cities of sin in order to get a win and manage to be a director. They don't have to deal with a couch anymore, ladies. And Hollywood that after a century of it said, oh, well, we're now the moral superiors because we came up with Me Too. Despite the fact that you all have been doing better than us for 100 years and would never allow such a thing. Folks, at the same time that we're about to have those tools, Los Angeles and New York have fallen to foolishness. And that means that this is going to accelerate like you can't believe. The cultural epicenters of Los Angeles and New York have fallen. And those in California may not even know. Those in New York may not even know this, but it's happened. And it happened years ago. And now, it's accelerating. Folks, that is the video for today. Thank you for coming our way. Hope you learned a little bit. We're happy to bring it to you. If you enjoyed what you saw, click the like button, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts. And folks, until the next time, we have the honor, the pleasure, and the privilege of spending time together. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
So, I see you've stooped to a new low.
A new low? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on a new high. I'm flying on sunbeam light. You might say I have sparkles and protons in my eyes.
Right. Well, everyone's gonna see straight through this. Packing Protons gives the Pro Channel a ton of money to watch terrible movies and, well, you want in on it.
Yeah, and your point?
It's obviously a grift. It's blatant. It's cardboard and Sharpie. It's over the top,
It's so me.
Yeah, it's very much you.
And do you know the best part?
No.
I actually love bad movies. They're all I watch. I could sit lifelessly with joy watching these things, and packing will pay me money to do what I already enjoy into the wee little mornings of every day. Ah, sweet birdemic and garbage pail kids back to back. I know one little troll who's not gonna sleep tonight.